Welcome back to Digger Detecting, everybody. Welcome also back to Betty's Paddock, where some will remember we had such success hunting here for the very first time just last week with the Equinox 900. It is a fascinating site. It is only a very little site, however it is so concentrated in finds. We had a lot coming out of here, and I'm sure that we can hit on that same success today. And not only that, we've brought back young Dominic. What do you reckon, man? Ready to find a gold sovereign?
Yep.
Yeah. And not only that, we've brought back the Equinox 900. As I said, that's what we were running last week. But we also have with us the Equinox 800. And the reason being is because I know that machine like the back of my hand. And the 15s and the 18s are the numbers that we're chasing for a gold sovereign. Some remember our earliest finds from this site was about 1800. And our latest finds was about 1900. So you know what I'm thinking, don't you? 15s and 18s that we're going to be looking for on the Equinox 800 today. And that could also, this site could be potentially holding a gold sovereign with the Equinox 800. We're going to try and sniff one out. So let's get set up, let's get started, and let's see how we go. Well, before we get started, we're just going to set up Dominic very quickly with the 900 here. The one thing I really love about the 900, it is so easy to adjust and move around, especially for Dominic, who's only 7 years old. We're running the small coil today too, which will be really handy because it'll be nice and light for him to swing for a good few hours, I hope. And not only that, as I said, the adjustability of this machine is unbelievable. It's so quick and easy to use. It's simple to set up. I click that into place there. Bring the arm cuff forward for young Dominic. Bend your arm there, mate. And you see right there where his elbow sits. So that's sitting at a nice position for him. I'll probably even bring it further forward a little bit more. So make it comfy for you, mate. If you click into place, where is he? There. Perfect. So we're going to turn him on. Just give it a swing, Dom. See what you reckon. 7 years old Dominic. He generally runs the Vanquish. Swing a bit lower, you're going to miss all your targets, mate. So he generally runs the Vanquish, but he's going to have a run of the 900 today. And what we're going to do, we're going to avoid a lot of the trash for him. And we're just going to set him up with the 50 through to 99, which is on the screen already. But if you did hit the horseshoe button, you bring that whole screen in. So we don't want to do that for young Dominic. We just want to get him to dig those high signals today and cherry pick out all the buckles and coins and maybe even a gold sovereign. So away you go, Dom. Have a swing, mate, and I'll give you a shovel. And we're going to set the 800 up quickly, and we're going to do the same. So there's a shovel for you, bud. The ground's pretty soft here, so we'll leave Dom to his own devices, and we're going to set up the 800 quickly and see what numbers we're going to be digging. We'll just move away from Dominic a bit. I can hear it interfering with his machine, and even the 800 here. Right, so we'll just reduce the sensitivity quickly. So we are digging from 18 through to 40 at the moment, but I want to be digging those 15 numbers too, because it could be potentially a gold sovereign hiding at this site. So we're going to skip past pretty much everything there, and we're going to fill in those lower numbers. So look, to avoid a bit of the trash, what we will do is we will just go from 15 and upwards. I was going to go from about 10. But we'll just go from 15 and upwards there, right through to 40 on the Equinox 800 here. And that will potentially, as I said, hit on the gold sovereign. A gold half sovereign is 15, a full sovereign is an 18. And those numbers can vary a little bit in the ground. So we might even include the 14, just so we don't get that one-way signal, just in case a half sovereign is bouncing back and forth between a 14 and a 15 in the ground. A high recovery speed, very important at a trashy site, and a very low iron bias for me. You could have left it on 1 and avoid a few of those rusty nails. However, 0 is where I like to run it. Open up that detector a lot more and help unmask all those targets. One more step forward with the settings button and we're back to the main menu, and we'll bump that sensitivity up, shoot a noise cancel towards Dominic, our main source of EMI. Interference, listen to it. So we'll try and clear all that noise up. We might even have to drop the sensitivity back down a bit. As I said, shoot a noise cancel at Dom, and we are good to go. Well, I've just come over to help young Dominic here. He was struggling there with the Equinox 900 to really identify a good sounding signal. I sort of just helped him and showed him what is good, and we come across a 42. Now, what have we got here, young Dominic? What have we actually found at a 42, mate?
I actually don't know.
Oh, serious? I thought you would have known what this piece was. I'm not sure myself. We've just pulled him out of the hole. I've only just turned the camera on, so I really have not gave it a good look. 686, or is that 989 with another letter there? A 3. So 3686. But what is that with a little VHA stamp on there? That's a hard one to know what it is. We're going to have to do some research on that one, Dominic. Yep. Maybe here's the collar off a pigeon foot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Like a flying pigeon?
Yeah.
They used to have the little collars around their feet to identify them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. A great find by young Dominic. We're going to put him in my pouch because Dom's not wearing a pouch at the moment, and we'll save him for later on in the video and give you guys a look and try and identify that nice little mystery piece by Dominic. Well done, mate. So we've got our first special piece coming out with the Equinox 800 there. I nearly said 900, getting so used to saying that. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure what we've got. I've had a little bit of a read up the top there. I thought it was interesting enough to flick the camera on for. And some out there probably may even recognise this piece, which if you do, I'd love to hear about it. So he says 70s Navy type, Boston, Massachusetts, I'd say that is, Boston, Mass, US. I'm not quite sure what he is. It says tower up the top, something corp. A very, very interesting piece though. A few little holes around the side. He's got the external thread around the housing. So very, very interesting, and still full of dirt in the middle, so we can't tell much more what's going on. Just wondering what it is though. As I said, interesting enough for me to flick the camera on. Not just a bit of rubbish, not a bit of scrap. And he come up quite high. Let's give him a very gentle tap out. That dirt's quite fixated in there. I don't want to do any damage. There it goes. Well, still can't see much more. So the dirt was not really hiding much, apart from the holes. It's exposed the holes a lot more. Interesting piece, and another mystery piece for us to try and ID once home. So something pretty cool just happened then, something that you missed, which was just amazing. We were sitting here digging out our next target, and I happened to see a car out the corner of my eye go past. It's not a very busy road, this road. You'll be lucky to see a car a day. Anyway, I look up and it turned around, as I suspected it would. And the bloke come back and he said, mate, jumped out of the case, mate, do you have permission to be in that paddock? Have you spoke to the owner, Betty? Yes, we have. Not only that, we helped Betty fix her car. But look, long story short, we got talking to this bloke. He was a lovely guy. His wife was sitting there too, and she was lovely also. And they are just fascinating in what I'm doing. He just wanted to check that I did have permission to be in here though, which is quite okay. Locals looking out for locals, which is awesome. And as I said, it's all about getting the permissions, because then you don't have to look over your shoulder and you know you're not doing anything wrong. And then when you do get seen in a paddock, like what just happened, you're not in trouble. And it not only that, it can lead you on to that next permission, which is exactly what just happened. We got speaking to the landowner there, and he said, mate, I'm just up the road, and I know exactly where he lives once he said his name. And not only that, he has about 3 or 4 old house sites on his property. It's a big farm now. It's been taken up over the years, and it's consumed all the little farms around, and he owns it. So he owns about 4 old house sites that I've researched and been wanting to get onto for quite some time. So that is just awesome, and he's got my number. I did not have a business card handy on me at the moment, which I generally do have in my top pocket, but I gave him my number, and he's got my name and my details. He'll be in contact, and as I said to him, look, time is my biggest enemy, mate, so I'd love to come and follow up on these permissions in future, because he's dead keen to see what I can find. But time is my biggest issue. So look, if I don't hear from you, you know, I will come and knock on your door. Are you okay with that? And he said, yeah, anytime, mate. So that's how it all works. It's just, your reputation precedes you, like I always say, and like I was taught by my dad, you know, your reputation precedes you, you do the right thing, you gain permission for these sites, you don't have a problem being in the paddock, digging holes and detecting away, and then when someone does spot you, and they own property up the road, you know, they're likely to offer it up to you too, so seeing that you're doing all the right things. Anyway, let's keep going. That is awesome. More permissions to hunt, we just need more time. Oh my God, did you see what I just seen? Probably not, because I did not have the camera rolling. However, we have a super exciting find with that awesome 800. What a ripper. I tell you what, I love the 900, but the 800 is really where I started off with my success. You know, I've really had some absolutely astonishing finds with the 800, and it's still my favorite machine, still to this day. I just love it. And not to say I don't love the 900, and it's also a favorite machine. However, it is still yet to earn its keep. That's for certain. So there we go, 800 finds, the first silver on this site, and it was a very, very faint signal too. You know, I could just very, you know, hardly hear it. It was just showing that there was something there, and enough of a signal for me to know to dig it. So before I clean it up, let's just have a really good look, because I don't really want to touch the old silver coins too much. So I'm going to very lightly clean him up. However, we'll just see if we can ID anything, which I really can't, or maybe the coat of arms. There we go, he may be Australian. I think it is Australian. I was sort of hoping that to be an old early English. So an 18 and a 19 on the Equinox 800. From memory, that is a sixpence. And that's what we've got, so that's got to be correct. Oh, awesome. What a killer of a day, what a killer of a site. We are just having so much fun, and we've also got 4 more permissions to check out. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at the condition of that coin. Let me focus the camera a little bit better. Try and zoom in there. Oh, how nice is that? 1919, a beautiful little sixpence. And someone remember there the other week we found the wonderful little threepence. And not in this site though. This is our first silver for this site. We found little threepence 1914 over in the race course there. Let's put him up on the knee. Let's bring him in the back there and check out the condition. Oh, I'm stoked. That is awesome. 800, first silver coin. What a bloody ripper. Let's put him in the pouch. Let's get you on to the next. And who knows, maybe they might turn gold. And it's happened again. Check that bad boy out. We've got another coin. And not silver this time though, and not gold, but that is okay. It's another coin saved from this site. And we'll just give him a very, very quick rub up. I am suspecting a little half copper penny, just by the looks. And not only that, we have the next landowner coming down the road. I'm just spotting his white ute coming down. So a pretty well watched paddock, this paddock. It's not something, as I said, you do not want to go jumping fences, especially around here. You'll get shot. You always do the right thing. So, and you don't have to be looking over your shoulder. Just even better. Anyway, we've got a wonderful old half Britannia penny there. You can see 1858, 1868, not quite sure, and a young bunhead Victoria on the back. So that would have to put it somewhere around the 50s, wouldn't it? Or 60s? Just a magnificent little find. Another coin saved from this site. And you can really see while I'm back here digging today with the Equinox 800 and really trying to understand a lot more of what's coming out of the ground. And digging out those lower numbers, because I really know the Equinox 800 so much better than I do the 900. I am learning it quite well. However, the 900 still I need to do a lot more work on and learn those lower numbers and lower signals, exactly what they are. So from what I've learned so far, a 36 on the Equinox 900 or thereabouts is a half sovereign, and a 50, a solid 50, and I know that for certain because we've tested it, a solid 50 is a full sovereign. So I do know roughly what to look for, what to dig with the 900, and we will be jumping on it this afternoon. But I'll tell you what, I'm having a lot of fun on the 800 right now. So let's keep going, a few more targets, and then we'll switch over to the 9. Well, we just caught up with Mick, the other landowner. I tell you what, we are getting popular down here, aren't we? And not only that, Mick owns a bit of land around here too, as I said. Here's another landholder, and he's been here all his life, so a great one to network with and talk to, and you know, be on the right side of, basically. You get on the right side of these locals, and the whole town, as I said, opens up to you. We've nearly got permission for this whole area. It's phenomenal, just by talking to people. So get out there and network. Most important. The next piece is a surrounding copper brass surround. I don't really know what to call it. He may have been around a door handle or even a candle holder. I'm not quite certain. It sounded very nice though. Big guy, 3031 on the Equinox 800. Let's keep you going. Another little buckle from this site. This time, however, though, with the Equinox 800, not the 900. That is just awesome though, and some may remember in our last week's video here, do you remember we found that big stonker belt buckle? It's like a horse buckle actually, and it come from around underneath the trees over here. I'll tell you what, it was bigger than my hand, or just about as big as my hand. It's certainly bigger than the shovel, certainly bigger than the Equinox 800 screen and the 900. It was huge, the biggest buckle I've ever found in my life. As I said, it must have been off Far Lap. That is awesome though, another little one to go into the collection, another little item saved from this site. Another low signal coming out with the Equinox 800. I just mucked up and said 900. So 800 though, a ripper of a machine, and I had been missing using it. I've been loving the new 900. However, the 800, as I said before, I tell you what, I've had some great moments with. It's like my third child. It's been a bit sad to put it up in retirement lately. Xavier has been using it, which has been great. But look, I've been concentrating a lot of my time on the 900 lately, trying to understand, trying to learn it, and try and show you guys a look the best I can. But the 800, as I said, it's like my third child. My baby. I love it. And it's a wonderful machine. I tell you what, as I said to someone there the other night, they asked me, should I upgrade to the 900? Coming from the 800, would you recommend upgrading? Well, yes, I do. Highly recommend upgrading because the 900 is amazing. Another little lead washer. We found a heap of these lately. You can tell it's lead straight away by the look and the feel, and just how easy it bends in my hand. As I said to that bloke though, look, I highly recommend upgrading to the 900. It has some fantastic new features, and not to mention it is a lot quicker in response and separation and discrimination. I think it's just phenomenal. The 800 is great, but the 900 is a touch better. But look, as I said to him, financially, if you're in the position to do it, you know, I think it's a great idea. However, if you're not in the position financially to be upgrading to the 900, you know, it is a bit of money. And if you've just even bought the 800, the last thing you want to go out and do is spend more money on buying another detector and learning another detector. But look, highly recommend it, but only if you're in the position to do so. Because if you're not, ideally the 800 will just be, you know, be a great machine for you and do everything the 900 will do also, just with a few less features. So, and some of those features don't really matter that much. They're not really that important. You've seen the success that I've had with the 800 over the years. As I said, it is a phenomenal machine. It's like my third child and I just love it. So we are going to switch over to 900 soon though, and just give it a run because I've got it out in the paddock here. I might as well use it. Let's keep going. So our last target on the Equinox 800 for today, just for today anyway, we'll be back on this machine in future, is a 1615. I just seen it jump up there, but mainly hang around the 15 there, 2 bars of depth, a nice solid repeatable sounding signal, and 15 there, as you see, as I said, could be a half sovereign. So let's, fingers crossed everybody, our last target for the 800, is it going to be a gold sovereign? I tell you what, that'd be against the odds, wouldn't it? That'd be fantastic though. Let's have a look. There he is, straight in the back there. Let's have a gander. Are we pulling out gold? I've only ever found one gold sovereign detecting, and it was a magnificent day. I was up in the gold fields, I was digging away. I dug about 16 buttons that day, plus a lot of other low targets, being rubbish and what have you. And then I come across another 16, what I thought was going to be another button, and out popped a gold sovereign. Oh, was that amazing or what? I'll never ever forget that day. It's just a day that is ingrained in my memory. So, and to be honest, I was the only one there. Not like I had my partner or my kids there, Dominic or Zave, to enjoy it with, or, you know, even a mate. Not even Luke was there to see it. But look, I sort of looked around, I picked up the gold sovereign, I looked around and I thought, holy moly, this is the best thing I've ever found in my life, and no one's around to enjoy it. So I did take a few pictures that day, and I've still got them today. I'll throw them up top left corner. I'm sure many have seen it before. However, my 1856 gold half sovereign, and I dug a lot of low numbers that day. As I said, we dug a heap of buttons and everything. I can remember really clearly, but then out popped gold sovereign at the end. Just magnificent. So a reason why to dig those low numbers. Anyway, let's now jump on the 900 for the rest of the afternoon. We've got a couple more hours to spare. Let's see what we can find. Our first find with the Equinox 900, and quite the ripper find too. Some will know exactly what we've got here, that being the old horse riding guide. And we find so many of these, and they're always broken off, or generally always broken off at the top there where they would have mounted into the horse and buggy. So such a lovely piece. You would have had the reins of the horse reins going through the center there. As I said, a guide. So just an awesome piece, and another great one to put through the tumbler once home. We've sort of gotten away from where we've set up camp, where we swapped over with the 900 and the 800. We sort of got away from there, and most of our finds have come from over that area, but we've sort of led our way onto the next peppercorn tree, and we've just done a few circles around it, as I said, which has led us onto that wonderful old horse rein guide. Just a lovely piece. So we'll keep going. All these pieces too are going to be shared and shown to Betty. Anything that she would like to keep, she is most welcome to. As I said, that is just how it operates. So I don't think she will want to keep anything. I think she'll just enjoy seeing it all come out, and I'm going to love showing her. So let's keep going onwards around the tree. So we're just working up the rest of the fence line for today, guys, just to finish us off with the 900 for the afternoon. And we're really just going after the most obvious, best sounding signals. As I said, just to finish us off, we've had a bit of a busy morning this morning. Once again on the radio station twice now. It's unreal. Trying to help promote the upcoming TV show of the weekend Prospector. So on Channel 7, mate, or even on 7 Plus restreaming, you can watch me where I meet up with Andrew Bales, and we go detecting around the district here. So fascinating finds too. We had some great finds and great sites to hit up. So let's keep going, as I said, along the fence line in the trashy dumpy area, and seeing what we can pluck out for the afternoon. Well, I'll tell you what, we're definitely in the dump now, aren't we? And we've got targets galore. We've got one over here that we just dug out. I'm just sort of setting these all up. We have something else there, and maybe even something beside it. I'm not setting them up, I'm just sort of marking where they are. We're going to dig them out together. So 44 there, a sketchy guy there, 61, 62. What do we have over the back here? A 54. That's a really great look at 3 different targets there, 3 different IDs, and we're going to go after them, as I said. Set them up, knock them down. Let's have a bit of a look. I just keep finding all those horse rivets too. Any wonder why? It's not like we're not far away from a racecourse paddock over the back there. So I dare say the bloke living here must have been a bit of a racer. He must have had a few horses. And took them out the back there on the paddock on race day. Who knows, maybe he won a few maiden cups or what have you. Oh, there we go. I think that is, it is too. So that's what I'm talking about. Rivets everywhere. Little horse tack rivets coming off the old horse saddles where they'd bind 2 bits of leather together. So they are cool to find. They can be frustrating to find, especially when you find 50 in a day. That's 50 more holes that you could have dug chasing coins and belt buckles. Anyway, still cool though. And as I said, it's to be expected. As some will remember, the old racecourse paddock sits just out there past those sugar gums. And we were there hunting the other week. If you've not seen that video, we'll throw it up top left corner just quickly. Check it out because we had some fantastic finds. A lot of horse rivets, but also a lot of coins. It's just a great watch, great video. So, and it's only a week after that we decided to get over to this site in the paddock here. Betty's paddock, which has been amazing. Right, in the back wall there, we're digging off a little bit for that guy. Still there. Let's actually go to the shovel and dig. One 1 or 2 good stabs and we'll have him out. And remember, we've still got the next target to go, the 3rd target to go, right over beside. So, as I said, we are in the dump, definitely in the rubbish dump. A lot of random little relics coming out. Let's get over to the 3rd hole. We'll fill our messy holes in a second. Let's get this one out on camera. Over the back there once again. So let's have a bit of a look. I will be taking up everything to Betty very soon. I did not take up everything there the other week that we found. There was too much. There was heaps and heaps of stuff. But we will be taking all this up to Betty to show at a later date. But what I'd like to do first is try and find as much as we can first. ID as much as we can, clean up as much as we can, and then I'll take it to Betty and then I'll show her. And that way, if she wants to keep it, it's already clean, it's already researched and pictured, what have you. I always like to get pictures of stuff I find, even if I've got to hand it over. Just a picture is enough for me. So look, if it's all there at Betty's on the day and she wants to keep it, it's all clean, it's all photographed, it's all researched, that'll be perfect. And she can, as I said, she can take it inside and keep it and put it up on the mantelpiece and show the grandkids. So just amazing. Anyway, 3 targets out of the ground. Let's see if we can find another 3. So we are moving down to some of our last targets now, guys. We are getting tired. We've dug a lot of holes. We've got a lot of finds coming out. I've actually emptied off my pouch 2 times now. And I'll tell you what, it's getting full again. I could nearly go for a 3rd. I don't know how we're going to carry all this stuff out of here yet. So we'll work that out when we come to it. Anyway, next signal, 53, 55. He's showing like a small signal, however I feel like that's going to be a big target. Something about the size of the coil, if not a little bit smaller. Definitely not coin size though. Quite a lot larger. So he's on the sheep run, and let's see what the sheep have been walking over. Like that coin there that we found there the other week. So really cool. I think that was our first coin for this site too. The old penny that we found, 1806, 1807. Or an 1808, King George III, quite an early coin. So, tell you what, we've been very, very lucky today. Scoring that wonderful old 6pence with the 800. The 900 has not produced a coin yet, has it? It's letting me down today. I'm sure we'll grab one next time with it. And remember, the 900 was the machine that we were using to begin with, which plucked out a few already. So, what have we got? Bigger than a coin, smaller than the coil, just by a little bit, by quite a bit actually. But there we go, our next find, and I have no idea what it is, but nice to get it out of the ground. And we're going to try and, as I said, dig out a few more and then get out of here. A great sounding signal, this one, and also our last. This is what's going to finish us up. A 65, 66, even a 68 I can see, a couple of bars of depth. A nice sounding signal, isn't it? A great one to finish on. Let's just hope that it is a coin. Whoa, see that? That shovel just went like that. Wow, there's like a cavity down there. You stick the shovel in and it just disappears. And I swear I have not pre-dug this hole, that's for certain. Let's show you, look. Just gets really hard there and then goes, straight down. So there's a big cavity there. Who knows, maybe this is part of the rubbish dump. We are not far away from the tree line there. But as you venture out from the trees though, the rubbish does stop. A majority of it is in there, and you can sort of see that bit of a mound built up. That's where a lot of the bottles and scrap glass and tin and rust have been coming out from. Look at that though, there's like a huge cavity down there. I could keep digging and digging for ages. Actually, there's grass down there. What's going on there? Grass doesn't belong under the ground. Oh, what is happening? Something's been buried. There's like hay under there. So there's our target, the little cog clock wheel. I said that again wrong, didn't I? Whoops. Oh, I'm a shocker. Let's have a look. Oh, why is that? Look at that. The grass is just keeping on coming out of there. It's like a big cavity there. Maybe it's like a rabbit hole that's been filled in. Who filled it in though? I have no idea. I think I'm the only one that's been in this paddock digging away. Oh well, mystery. A mystery was a hole there, a big cavity. We're sitting on top of a cavity hole. We might fall through the ground in a minute. Look at that, we're going to struggle to fill it all back in. It's just a big hole in the paddock. We might have to go get some dirt off the mound and fill that in, because I don't want some foot or animal falling in there and breaking its leg. So we're going to do that. As I said, that is our last target. The little cog clock piece I nearly mucked up. And now, as I said, we're going to pack up. We'll see you at home. Well, we are back at home, and that finishes off for today. We have had a cracker of a day, once again back in Betty's paddock. And as you can see, we've nearly got a bench full of Betty's paddock finds. Isn't that just amazing? As you can see there, we did round one there the other week, and we hit on a pendant, a couple of nice coins, a few silvers, even a little button, and the massive stonker belt buckle. If you've not watched that video, throw it up top left corner. Be sure to give it a look, because that is round one where we first started in Betty's paddock. And as you would have seen, this was just round two that we just finished completing. So we've got all our rubbish finds up the top there, as you can see, going through all the copper, brass, lead, alloy, even the old galvanised nail there, ringing up quite nice. I'll just give you a bit of a zoom in and just give you a look at the old leather rivets. You can see there the tacks and the leather rivets holding those bits of leather together. And that is what we're hitting on a lot of, like we did for round one there in Betty's paddock. We're just hitting on so many of these tiny little rivets, plus the little copper washers sounding up just like a coin would. A couple of shotgun shells, a few of the old cog wheels, I'll get that right. The old lighter, the old Zippo lighter, pretty cool. Part of the old clock internal pieces. You can see the cogs there and what have you mounted inside. Still the mystery piece, this guy, we're not quite sure what he is. It's just a bit of a mystery there. 70s, Navy, something. I need to clean him up a little bit further. Moving forward, we have the old horse rein guide. Once again, another one to clean up and put through the tumbler. We had part of the old spigot tap handle. Now, I've never seen one like this. I'm a little bit amazed, because we pulled him out, and as you've seen, we've seen the oxidisation on that piece. I sort of felt it pop out of something, and that was that little piece, that little spigot tap handle. So, not to mention, what you did not see is we actually found another one. The perfect square one that would have sat up top and turned the tap on and off before this twist top design come about. So really cool, and nice old brass pieces once again to put through the tumbler. So the old valve stem, probably out of a truck or a tractor. It's quite a big one, isn't it? We've also got a few harmonicas, a part of a fork or a knife or a spoon. I dare say a fork, wouldn't be a knife. The spigot tap handle, as we just seen, a part of the old pitcher hook. So this would have been hanging on the wall, and you would have hung your picture from it. So very cool, a very personal item. Basically, the little cuff link there, I was trying to think what to call it, still hung up on the hanger there. A little cuff link there, once again popping out off camera, not that something that you've seen. A great little piece though. I looked around for number two because they are a matching pair, or they should be. I could not find him. The run-of buckles, as you can see, small up to large, not quite like the one that we found there the other week. And now the best stuff is the coins and the relics down below, or some of what I like to clean up and put on display at the end. So a little half brick penny there, 1888. That guy is. He's a bit hard to see. Let's turn around and get out of the light. So 1888, little Brit half penny, a bun head Victoria on the back with a bit of oxidisation and that copper cancer going on. Bit of a shame. We've got the old dog tag. I was going to say cow tag. It's quite small though. That is a dog tag. And you can see where the rectangle slit through there, where the dog collar, the leather collar would have went round, or the tag would have went through it. So really cool. 1919, a little sixpence there. Not too bad a condition. It's just great to be hitting on any coin at this site, especially our silver coin, first one found there, and with the 800 too. Best quality button, a bit hard to see there, but it does say best quality. And the last piece we'll bring in there, a VHA. What we said there with Dominic, it may have been a little pigeon ring off the feet, and it certainly is. So VHA stands for Victorian Homing Association. number 72 there, which would probably be the some sort of reference number, and then the pigeon's number 36869. How cool is that? And look, if you do a bit of online research, like I just jumped online, Google quickly, typed in VHA 72, I think, and it popped up straight away, Victorian Homing Association. And if you click into the website there, you can actually find the Victorian Homing Association, contact details number. I'm sure if I rang it and gave that number, we could find exactly, who owned that pigeon and everything. So just fascinating. And that club is located in Warrandyte, which is east of Melbourne. So fascinating piece, a little bit far from home, but really cool to do the research and find these items, and a great little find by Dom. So anyway guys, a ripper of a day with Dominic in Betty's paddock. Round 1, as you've seen to the right there, and round 2, imagine what round 3 is going to bring. And I cannot wait to get back and show Betty all these pieces in future. So anyway guys, be sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe button, and we need to clean up our mess here and make some room for round 3, and we'll catch you then.